Hello, hello. Today, I'm finally back from, well, I guess from when I had to pre-record videos. We're back to normal. And I have a new microphone, so that's cool. But today, what we're going to do is we're not going to continue the main story for ULTRAKILL. I'm going to be just getting all the secrets, and then I'll tune you guys back in when we're into a secret stage, because each batch of levels has a secret stage to play. And you guys can watch me play through those, but collecting secret orbs and P-ranking levels is... I mean, it's not that much more interesting than just watching the level initially, so that's how we're going to do it. Now, I apologize if the game is really quiet compared to me. Depending on how it looks on the feed, I might turn it up or down as I play, so still getting used to this. Alright, be right back. Okay, just for future reference in this video, I might sound slightly different just because I had to pick up and move my mic stand because it was kind of positioned badly. So, it should be better. But yeah, that's all. I just wanted to make sure I sound normal. I wanna show you guys this real quick. So there's a secret bar so you can get in the blue route for this level. You just do this. That's pretty cool. Saves you a lot of time. Yeah, I was like starting this fight before I realized, oh wait, yeah, you guys haven't seen this. This is a secret boss that I missed earlier. Okay, they killed me. I guess I gotta kill them at like the same time. There we go. 3. I think I already have 1 and 2. I wonder how many more there are. Okay, well, I guess that many. Alright, time to wrap this up. Okay, we're gonna... Jesus. Ugh, sorry. My throat's dry. Much better. Alright, we're gonna go straight into the secret level here. This is all you do. This is the 1-1 secret level. Do it pretty fast. Oh, they changed this a little. It has new graphics. So this is just a puzzle game. You gotta collect the dots to open up the gateway thingy. Pretty sure this game is based on the actual puzzle game, The Witness, I think it's called. So that's funny. Oh wait, isn't this... Oh wait, hold on. I think we'll see at the end of the level what it's called. Or maybe it's at the beginning and I'm stupid. I'll start for burping. You guys get to watch me be bad at puzzles. There we go. But yeah, the level name is like a joke on the game. Okay. Nah. Not that either. There we go. Okay. That wouldn't work. So we can't like path anywhere from here, so we have to go this way. Probably. Wait a minute. There we go. Nice and easy. Oops. Please. Okay. That's janky. Ah, look at that. Nice and scenic. I love scenery. Okay, so... the white dots can be collected by anyone, it doesn't really matter. Oh, whoops. You don't even need to acknowledge those. Well, I'm sounding like an old man right now, but my back has been really hurting because these last 3 days I've basically just been in cars for like 10 hours a day. Wouldn't recommend it. It's not fun at all. Let's think about this. There we go. Oh, that doesn't help me. Not quite. Oh, wait, what am I doing? I had that completely wrong in my head. No. Let's think about this. There we go. How? There we go. That makes more sense. There we go. I'm a silly Billy. Ah. Okay. So I automatically think like that might be part of it, but like that maybe. And how? How do we get 2 of them like that? Something like that, but the red can't go anywhere. But then nothing can get in. Interesting, interesting. Tricky, even. This puzzle vexes me. Something. Yeah, let's think about this. No, but then... Huh? Oh. There we go. See, I'm not stupid. I'm just dumb. Testament to failure after 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 failure. The results refuse to alter again and 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 again. My faith begins to falter. Type shit. Yeah, the Witless. Yeah, that's funny. Shout out the Witness for having a really cool concept, but I could be wrong and I could just sound like stupid, but I'm pretty sure the dev was like really mean to his fans or like people criticizing the game because he was like, you just don't understand it, even though it was just like a fine puzzle game that like didn't really, you know, but it was like cool. It was a really cool concept, but like, yeah, not cool, man. Don't be a jerk. Sorry, I was thinking this up. Okay. Back to orb getting, and then I'll catch you in the next secret level. Okay. We are back in business after what felt like eternity. We're in the next secret level, because I'm just P-ranking everything as I go, and so some of these levels really do take a while. Heavy steps, ragged breathing. There isn't much time left. It might already be too late. Labyrinthian pathways of arbitrary sharp turns seemed stranger and stranger as panic blotted out once deeply ingrained memories that usually guided me. Every corner felt a stranger. This wording is awful. Every straight line too long. The bell tolls for me. I bit down harder on the last of my rations, held only by the skin of my teeth. It barely hung on as I kept frantically looking around, hoping for the few scraps of burning memory of mine to find a familiar sight that would lead me to salvation. The gates must be closing by now. The last few barely make it. The rest of us never stood a chance. Suddenly, from a blind spot, a figure struck me. There was no time to react before I came crashing down onto the cold, hard ground. I struggled to regain my senses, to at least see what fate would befall me in my final moments. But even in this abyss of endless terror, my mind could never have imagined the horror I witnessed. Oh, ow, ouch. That stings. God, they gave this thing text boxes back in the past. It was just generic, like, gray box. Now it's like, actually. Who are you? Just someone. I'm just someone who got knocked over by some half-brained, wow, who doesn't even have the decency to ask if I'm fine or apologize before starting an interrogation. Sigh. Hey, sorry about being rude like that. I'm just really frustrated that I'm not only late for school, but also managed to get lost on the way there. Though, by the look of it, you're pretty much on the same boat. And by a stroke of once-in-a-lifetime luck, you just happen to bump into the prettiest girl in town. How about you lead the way and get both of us out of this jam? Actually, I'm lost too. I'm glad their name is just labeled as prettiest girl in town now, it's just changing. Ugh, just my luck. Though in retrospect, I guess you wouldn't be here with me right now if you weren't lost as well. Oh well, no point in crying over spilled blood. Might as well just wait for another student to come by and follow them instead. I'm Mirage. Don't bother telling me your name though, I don't really care. Just waiting here won't get us anywhere. We should be looking for a way to the school. Wandering around like headless chickens would only get us even more lost. Since we were both heading to school and ended up meeting right here, that means there's a very high likelihood that this spot is somewhere along the way. Therefore, we'll be better off just staying put and waiting for someone who does know the way. It's basic logic, you should look it up sometime. Anyone who knows a way will already have gone there. Sounds to me like you're just looking for an excuse to give up. Can't give up if I never tried in the first place, and I don't make a habit out of trying. Why not? Because nothing matters. There's no point in trying if the end result will be the same anyway. Try as you might, you'll eventually just become forgotten dust in the wind like the rest of us. I mean, really, take a moment to think about it. The human mind, in its complete vastness, is capable of recognizing its utter helplessness and uselessness in the face of inevitable and unavoidable non-existence, but it is incapable of coming to terms with it. We can only ever ignore it, hide from it, or temporarily escape from it, but the fact is that we are bound to the way of all things. Death is unavoidable, not only to us, but all that exists or ever has existed. Every living being will eventually die out. Every speck of matter will eventually wither away and dissipate into entropy. It doesn't matter if you lived a good life, or if you left a legacy behind. It doesn't matter if humanity survives for 1,000 years and dies tomorrow. The end result is the same, the absolute nothing. Human intelligence is far beyond that of other animals, but it would be misguided to consider that a gift. All other beings have the gift of ignorance, of not understanding what we do. Our intelligence is not a gift, it's a flaw. It's an overextension of evolution. Intelligence, once a great feature in eons past, continued to grow unchecked and unfiltered, and has since passed a threshold whereupon it is no longer a benefit, but an active danger to the host. Much like the Irish elk, a species of deer that, through uncountable generations of evolution, grew antlers so wide and vast that it could no longer run from predators, eventually leading to extinction. The human mind is an evolutionary maladaptation caused by going too far in a direction that was once beneficial and will, sooner or later, lead to our extinction. On an individual level, it's already happening. Existential dread is already taking hold. I'm sure you felt it too. The pain and fear of being nothing, becoming nothing, the suffering of understanding that. We are unable to come to terms with it, so we hide from our intelligence. We set limits. We stop ourselves from thinking deeply about what will happen when we die. We create distractions. We keep our minds busy with mundane activities and entertainment to stop ourselves from having to come face to face with the truth. We sublimate it. We transform our self-reflection suffering into another form, art, to keep it from consuming us. Anything to avoid the panic. But these ways are all simply temporary. Jesus, that was bad. They're just there to push back the inevitable veil of helplessness and despair that would encompass and ruin us. In the end, nothing matters. There's no point in trying to find joy in life, for life, in and of itself, is suffering. You're wrong. You criticize those who consider our vast intelligence a gift, and yet you also misguide yourself to believe our meaninglessness is a curse. How could it not be? Nothing we do matters in the end, and that's precisely why we are not shackled by the burden of expectations, the fear of eternal judgment, or the failure to meet up to an arbitrary definition of what makes our limited time not wasted. Time cannot be wasted, for there is no greater purpose to life than simply living it. But still, in that case, the meaningless of our actions draws to the same conclusion. There is no reason to act, for any action is simply a temporary fluctuation that will, nevertheless, lead to the same conclusion. Quite the contrary. Because we have no greater purpose, we are free to set our own, to create self-defined goals for which to strive. For some it may be nothing, for some it may be pleasure, for some it may be creation, for some it may be improving the lives of others. It is because we have no greater purpose that time spent on goals set by oneself cannot be time wasted. In the end, nothing matters, and therefore you have no reason not to do what you want rather than whatever illusion of greater purpose is forced on you by others, or even your own misguided thoughts. I do not understand what you mean. However, that does not ease my fear of the end. Even if I were trying to find purpose, I would still be paralyzed by the thought of becoming nothing. And it is a thought worth fearing. However, abandoning purpose, hope, choice, goals, pleasure, and will cannot make that thought disappear. The fear, however, can subside. Giving up is not accepting the end, it is simply accepting the fear of it. It is embracing despair rather than facing it. I see. Though as much as I'd like to embrace it, I am nevertheless struck with that paralyzing existential panic. I understand it logically, and I know that there is no reason to live in apathy, but my emotional side refuses to listen. The fear persists, and I cannot motivate myself to seek purpose, despite knowing I must. This is true. The emotional is not controlled by the logical, however, they are interlinked. Just as the deepest, darkest depths of despair can overthrow reason and the logical warping them to fit into that haze of depression, so too can reason influence. Sorry, wow, I lost where I was. So too can reason influence and overpower emotion, regardless of how impenetrable its defenses may seem. By continually forcing to subvert those creeping negative thoughts with those positive logical ones, the emotional mind will eventually, gradually start to shape fit the logical. Jeez, this is confusing to read. It is not an easy job. It is not a quick job. It will sometimes feel like an impossible job. However, it can be done. With immense amount of time, effort, and energy, it will improve. You can change, you can heal, and during the hardest times when all seems lost and you want to give up, never forget, we will always love you. Well, I'll be damned. Guess you got a good head on your shoulders after all. Hell, I'm impressed. Man, I feel like I just shed the weight of the world off my back. Or rather, you've done that for me. And honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You've given me a lot to think about, and while I'm sure I have a long and hard road ahead of me, I'm optimistic. For the first time in what feels like an eternity, I'm optimistic. Say, we're already way too late for school, and it's becoming quite clear now that nobody's coming to come lead us there. So how about you and I ditch the passion-draining penitentiary and go grab something to eat, eh? Yeah, sure, I've got nothing better today, you're paying, though. So I'll be honest, kind of mad. Nah, whatever. Oh, you sneaky bastard. But alright. I do owe you one anyway, so what better time to cash out your did a nice thing to a girl way out of my league coupon than now, eh? All Imperfect Love Song. Sweet. Oh, time to get to the next secret level. So, we're in level 4-2, goddamn the sun. And we did a little secret here to get, I ignored a lot of enemies, so don't worry about it. Did a little secret here to turn off the sun so I can walk on the sand. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go past the entrance elevator. Look at that. I just wanted to show you guys this. I didn't show the other ones because they weren't really that interesting, but I think this one looks pretty, so I like it. Bad at movement. Whee! And this is also going to be the last secret level for today. And then we'll do the... Oops, I punched my stand. And then I will do the rest of the secrets in another part, along with P-ranking every level. I'm still going to do that off camera, because when you P-rank every level, you get a secret boss fight. And it's cool. Here we go. Finally, something fun to play. Do people still rock with, Do people still rock with, what is it called? Crash Bandicoot? There we go. Like, I know for the most part this is probably just, like, you know, flipping their assets around and, like, stuff. Ooh, dang. Like, flipping their assets around and stuff, right? But it's still, like, crazy to me that they basically just made all of Crash Bandicoot just for, like, basically a shitpost. Yeah, I'm playing too... Jesus, I need a... I get used to having this stand on my desk, sorry. I did it again. I hope... I did a thing to make sure it wasn't too loud if stuff like that did happen, so hopefully it's not too, you know, big of a deal. You know, I went out of my way to make sure I wasn't absolutely blowing the ears out of my fans. Come on. No. When you spin, you become all floaty. So, messed me up. Come on. There we go. We got all the boxes, obviously. I used to play so much Crash Bandicoot when I was little. I had it on the PS2. PS2 was a banger console. Well, that sucks. There goes both of my extra hits. Can't get an extra hit if you fall to death, I suppose, but hey. Doesn't mean I don't want one. Ah, what am I doing? I need to not do that. Hee. Kind of cool. I didn't. I wonder if like it's like that in the normal game, or if they just did it for this. But like the amount of wings that are like glowing is the amount of dashes you have. Wait, can I parry? This level might take a little longer than the other ones. This one's like actually kind of challenging. Also, I'm bad. Always consider that angle. I'm gonna try to parry it. Come on. Scary. We'll go for a parry if we have to in the future. Don't worry. That's cruel. Oh, that's cruel. Eek. Scary. Why didn't that box break? Oh no, dude. This is just gonna be me being bad for a little too long. There we go, nice and careful this time. Jeez. Finally a checkpoint. There's no way I can make it there, yeah. These guys are scary, man. Terrifying. Why would they do that? That's cruel. Ah, it's no biggie. Oh my god, now he's enraged, and... Okay. No, it's fine. Okay, look at that. See, we're speedrunners. Why I couldn't jump? Mystery to everyone. Still hasn't been solved to this day. You know what? We're just gonna kill this guy first. Or anything else. Get out of here. Of course I didn't have my third dash. Oh my god, I'm salty. This is so bad. Not the game mode, me. I'm bad. I don't care. You know what? Enough boxes. We're just gonna finish it. Enough boxes. They're making me take so long. If I want to get the rest of the boxes, I'll just do it on my own time. Okay. Okay, well, it's just not getting easier now, is it? Why did I bounce like that? That's messed up. No, that's stupid. You can't tell me otherwise. I'm just gonna close this out. Okay, I don't think you can parry. It'd be awesome if you could. Good gameplay. Already know. This run cycle is so funny looking. Clean. Whatever. Just go for it. Full send. You know what? Screw the boxes. I do wonder what happens if you get all of them, but that's for future me to discover. Testament 3. Uncountable cycles of creation wasted. Uncountable formulas for all mind without free will wasted. Damned is man for failing to follow my rule. Failing to follow. My word, my law. Damned to an eternity of torture and suffering, the wailing of and gnashing of the teeth. I've created hell, and now I can no longer unmake it. And some coins in, that's fun. Okay. That's gonna be Ultra Kill for today. Played a good amount. I'll probably 100% that and show you what happens if you get all the boxes. But then next time I play, I'm gonna just keep going for more secrets, more P ranks, more. You get the idea. Spent like the last 2 hours doing this. I have a good amount of the levels done now. This is almost done. Well, I guess I have like, I'm like halfway, but not all the P ranks are there yet, so it's a little deceptive. But thank you so much for watching. Please also leave a comment or something if my audio sounds fine, because, you know, I'm still messing around with this new microphone, so it's going to take a little bit for me to get used to. So yeah, thank you for being here, and I hope to see you in the next one, where we're going to be doing more secret hunting. Bye-bye.